So today we're doing waffles that we made leftovers for last night. We made enough. So I have waffles and I'm making my firstborn some eggs in the meantime while my baby sleeps. So that's for breakfast. And then I'll make myself something as well. So we are just about at the end of level 4. Let me show you guys. So level 4 mental math. And so today she's at lesson 14. She gets 2 stickers. So we're going to do these and then she'll be able to get her 2 stickers and to finish up a couple more of her pieces of her puzzle, because all year we have been doing where we get she gets stickers and we've been filling in this puzzle right here. So I'm excited to see what it really is after all is said and done. So you ready? Yeah. All right. So today we're going to talk about the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. So it says, time and again, mankind has broken God's heart. The sin of man, of Adam and Eve, Cain's murder of his brother, the sinfulness that led to the flood, and the arrogance shown by the builders of the Tower of Babel are all examples of how deeply sin runs in the heart and minds of men and women. As we have observed before, we cannot properly understand world history unless we recognize and identify sin. Sin is not an old-fashioned concept that has no relevance or meaning today. Sin has impacted the world in Soviet Russia, Nazi Germany, America, and South Africa. Racial discrimination, the September 11th terrorist attacks, corporate abuse of workers, and many other ways. As Christian people, we cannot be neutral or non-committal concerning the reality of evil. The Bible spends a great deal of time talking about sin. It is why Jesus came to die on the cross. We cannot properly evaluate our individual lives if we do not address the reality of our own sin. We can be thankful that we do not have to stop with merely the recognition of sin. We know the answer to it. God is merciful and just. He is not like sinful man, nor is he like the cruel and unjust Canaanite gods. God has provided in Jesus the way out of bondage to sin. We must admit the bad news about sin, but we must also understand the significance of God's good news. The answer for sin is Jesus Christ. All right. So God's heavy burden. The Lord and 2 angels visited Abraham and Sarah to tell them that they are going to have a child. This was shocking but joyful news. Sarah was going to become a mother in her old age. God was fulfilling his promise to Abraham as a wonderful and miraculous way. When the visitors arose to leave, they looked towards Sodom. The time for sharing good news with Abraham and Sarah had passed, and the time had come to deal with the bad news of the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham was to teach his family and household to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice. They had to understand sin and God's hatred for it. They needed to see that the destruction coming upon Sodom and Gomorrah was not a chance or the action of another god. It is God's judgment upon the unrighteousness of these cities. All right. So, do you have any questions? All right, one more small part. God's appeal to Abraham. As the 2 angels departed to go to Sodom, the Lord remained with Abraham. Abraham dared to discuss with God the destruction. He planned to bring up the cities. It seemed incredible that God would destroy righteous people along with the wicked who were there. Perhaps Abraham was thinking specifically about Lot and his family, but more generally, Abraham was concerned about what was right. Far be it from God, Abraham said, to treat the righteous and the wicked alike. Shall not the judge of all the earth justly deal justly? Abraham believed, as we also should, that God will always do what is right. He's trustworthy and we can count on him. Just as God's call to sacrifice Isaac tested Abraham, so this sense of negotiation caused Abraham to grow in his relationship with God. The Lord knew his own mind, but he wanted to help Abraham understand what was happening. Abraham started at 50 righteous people and worked his way down to how many? 10. This revealed God's merciful heart that he would preserve the lives of 10 righteous people instead of destroying 2 wicked cities. Abraham could see this trait in God. However, the scene also shows how wicked the cities were, since they did not contain even 10 righteous people. Abraham needed to understand this. So, God ended up destroying Sodom and Gomorrah because he couldn't find 10 people. And Abraham was going like, 50, do I have a 50? Do I have 50 people that's righteous? And God is like, no. 30. No, he's like, 40. How about 35? 30? How about 25? Come on. 20. I'll take a 15. And God is like, no. You don't even have 15. 10? I'll settle for 10. And he still didn't have it. Ended up destroying it. So.